Welcome to Antoree.com, English for Work channel, teaching you English in the 20 minutes lesson every day.
Hello, good morning. My name is Amy. I'm 21 years old and I've graduated Bachelor in Secondary Education major in English, and I am already a teacher for almost a year and two already, and I came from Philippines, and I used to teach communication English and also even business English as well. And this morning I'm going to discuss in business English the topic how to make suggestions, since suggestion really happens in our everyday life. So I guess it's really important to discuss this matter, most especially when we are attending a meeting.
Okay, now let's talk about who we want to use as a spokesperson for this product. Let's go around the table. Shall we use a sports star or someone else? Sven, what do you think?
Well, one possibility would be to use a famous overweight business executive or CEO, someone who is really successful. Sorry, can I come in here?
Yes, go ahead, Miguel.
That's a good idea, but I'm not sure it would work.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, our customers want to be fit, not fat.
Well, and what do you suggest?
Perhaps we should just use a famous sports star, like we usually do. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? We could try getting Rooney or Nadal.
Good suggestion, but I can see one or two problems with that, to be honest.
Oh,
First off, our target markets are in the UK and the US. We need someone who both Americans and Britons really like. Secondly, our target customer is kind of special.
I've got a suggestion.
Go ahead, Charles.
It's just an idea, but how about choosing someone from a sport where it's normal to be heavy? American football, for example. Heavy, but agile. Overweight, but strong and fast. You know what I mean?
Right, I can see what you mean. What do others think?
Yes, that might be worth trying. Okay, but what about the UK? Who are we going to use on this side of the Atlantic?
Let me think about this. Shall we try to find someone in golf? That's popular in the US and in the UK. That way we can kill two birds with one stone.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's worth trying.
Okay, I guess the audio clip is done. Okay, now let's take a look at the language used by the speakers. Okay, so we have here the different words to add in our vocabulary. Celebrity, this refers to famous person. Yeah. Then spokesperson, this is who gets paid to be in an advertisement for a product. Okay. The target market, the place you want to sell your product. And the target customer is the type of customer you want to sell your product to. And of course, you heard something in the conversation about the word overweight. Okay? It is a nice way of saying too heavy or not fit. Yeah, that's it. Instead of saying fat, you can just simply say overweight. Okay? Okay, now let's hear the different ways of making suggestions. Okay, let's start with 7. Okay, press 7, make his suggestions. So again, let's listen to an audio clip based on the conversation we had a while ago. So are you ready?
Well, one possibility would be to use a famous overweight business executive or CEO, someone who is really successful.
Yes, it's done. Okay, so we both heard two of the possible ways on making suggestions. Okay? Yes, we heard the possible ways of making suggestions, and we have two here. The following ways is first, you can say one possibility would be to, and you have to make your suggestion, right? And then we use would, the modal would instead of will. Okay? Because the modal would, this is a polite way of making your suggestion. Okay? Okay, for a while. Okay? Yeah. Yes, that's right. Because will is a refers to the happenings in the future, while would is used to make suggestions, expresses that you have an idea and you want to make a suggestion. Yes. So did you see the difference between the would and the will? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That's great. You got it correctly. Okay, very good. So that is one of the ways to make suggestions. Now let's have Miguel. Of course, Miguel also a team member of Karen. So he also makes a suggestion. So let's listen and let's pay attention to his manner of making suggestion. Okay? Are you ready?
Perhaps we should just use a famous sports star, like we usually do. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Have you heard it well? Okay, great. So another way of making suggestions is we can use the phrase perhaps we should, and then you go on with your idea of your own suggestion in mind. And we use the word just to show that you are suggesting with a strong will and you would like to make an emphasis on your suggestion. Okay? And then of course, you heard Miguel said, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. That is an idiomatic expression. Meaning, don't... it's an idiomatic expression. Yes. Yes, Yes. Okay. Idiomatic expression. Okay. It expresses words deeper from its literal structure. Yes. Okay? Yes, that's right. Yeah, great. So you have that one in mind already and you have the idea. Okay? Let's continue. Okay, so that's it. Miguel used the phrase perhaps we should and then continue with his own suggestion. Okay, we already have two, right? Coming from 7 and Miguel. So we still have another way of making suggestion. Okay, so are you still in? Okay, great. We have Charles. Okay, so we will listen also to the manner of Charles in making his suggestion. Okay, so please bear with the audio.
I've got a suggestion.
Go ahead, Charles.
It's just an idea, but how about choosing someone from a sport where it's normal to be heavy?
Okay, so it's done. Okay, now in this manner, Charles did say, I've got a suggestion. So it could be that Charles is have something in his mind. So he politely said that sentence. Okay, so it is really important that we should always be polite whenever we want to introduce the suggestion. Okay. More specifically, if you are talking to someone who is ahead with your position. Say for example, talking to your boss, okay? That's it. Next, it's a normal way of making suggestion is this. You can use the phrase, it's just an idea. How about, okay, you can use that one. Yes, great. It's just an idea. Okay? But of course, you should always take extra precaution on saying that. Okay? Your voice should be in a low tone, not loud. Yes. Yes. You have to use that to be more polite and so that everybody will really listen to your suggestion. They will not feel that you are boasting. Okay? Okay? So, did you get it? Okay. Okay, great. So, can we still recall the things we discussed? Okay, first, the phrase one possibility would be two. Okay, that is one way of making suggestion. Another is we can use perhaps, we should. Okay, and next you can just simply say also, I've got a suggestion. Okay? Yeah. Yes, that's right. Okay, so next, okay. Now this, instead of how about, okay, you can say what about, okay? Of course, in making the sentence correct, you add the verb with ing. Okay, let's see. How about washing the dishes? Okay, next, it's just an idea, but what about eating lunch together? So you can see that the verb contains ing. Yes. Okay. Next. Great. This sometimes followed by a phrase or sentence, more common with how about. Okay. So we have the following sentences. How about you wash the dishes and I dry? So it's now making a suggestion that somebody will wash the dishes and you will dry the dishes. Okay. Next is, how about we have lunch together? So you are making a suggestion that the two of you will go together to take your lunch. Yes, that's it. Okay, next. Shall we try to find someone in both? Then you can say, what if? Okay? What if we cut costs by finding a new office? Yes, of course. Because it shows possibility. Okay, what if or shall we? It's possibility. Okay, next. As you heard on the audio before, the audio that we have the following ways again in making suggestions, and we learned the following. We have here, first, well, one possibility would be to hire more staff. Then the second, perhaps we should have more vacation. Next, it's just an idea, but how about leaving a little early today? And shall we try to look at this from another point of view? Let's see, we have, well, what if we try to open a new store in Germany? Okay, so those are the phrases that you can use to when you want to make suggestions. Okay? Yes. Yes, that's right. We usually, if we are in a formal way of conversation, but we could just use how about, what about, if we are just in an informal conversation. Okay? Okay. So, are there any questions, clarifications that you would like to make before we proceed? Okay. Okay, so whenever making a suggestion, of course, first thing is to be polite. And then, of course, you have to expound your idea about the suggestion you made so that everybody could really understand what you are trying to say. And then after that, it's up to the people you are talking to or person if they will accept or reject your suggestion. All you have to do is just to convey your ideas whenever you're making a suggestion. To convey is to say, yes, or expressing your idea. Would you want me to type for you? Okay? Okay, let's continue. I guess it would be very good if we will have a practice on the lesson that we had today. So, are you ready? Okay, so I have here the following information, the Q1 to 5, and let's try to make suggestion based on the information given on this situation. So let's start with the Q1. By the way, did you get my instructions? Okay, great. So we have here the Q1, launch the new product in Q1 next year. So how are you going to make a suggestion based on this situation? Using phrase. Yes. Okay, great. Okay, you use one possibility, right? Okay. That could be one of the ways on how you're going to make a suggestion on this situation. Okay, let's check it later. Let's move on to Q number 2. Okay, you want to open a branch in Slovenia. So, how are you going to make a suggestion on this kind of situation? Okay, great. That could be. You are making your suggestion using the phrase, how about? Okay, very good. Let's take number 3, the Q3. You want to give employees larger bonuses. So, how are you going to make a sentence that is making a suggestion in this situation? Bonuses. Yeah, okay, great. So he used the phrase, what if we? So there is a possibility that you will give your employees larger bonuses. Okay? So that is a good suggestion. Next, let's have the Q4. To hold English training. So, how are you going to make suggestions when you want to hold English trainings? Yes. You want to have a training on English. It might be English classes or yes. Yeah. Yes, you have to take part on an activity which is trainings. Yes. Okay. Yes, that could be. Because you use shall we, which is also one of the ways to express or to make suggestion. Okay, that could be also right. Okay, let's have the last one. Okay, you want to schedule weekly meetings to check on progress. So how are you going to make a suggestion in this situation? Okay, yes. Okay, the first one, you already used one possibility. Okay, that's good. Then you used how about, okay, what if, and then shall we. Okay, based on our list, you have not used yet. Perhaps we should. Okay, yes. And the other one is I have an idea. Okay, you have not used that yet. Okay, yes. Okay, very good. You used it's just an idea. Okay, then perhaps we should schedule weekly meetings to check on progress. Okay, great. You used all the phrases we discussed a while ago. Okay, all your answers are correct because in making suggestions, it is important that we are polite, okay, no matter what. So I also have another ways on how to make suggestions using these situations. Okay, so let me introduce it to you. Okay, so could you please read it for me, the Q1 and as well as the answer? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, great. Very good. Very well said. And so in making suggestions, we could really say those phrases, whatever the situation will be, as long as we are polite, having a low tone, so that we do not sound boastful, okay, when we make suggestions. So may I know what are the things you have learned today before we end with our class? Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. That's it. So whether you are at the office or just talking with a friend, you should always remember to be polite at all times. Okay? Okay. So I hope you learned a lot today. So my only suggestion is you review and practice, more practice. Okay, on the phrases used to make suggestion. Okay, so thank you for the class today and have a great day ahead. Okay? Yes, welcome. Goodbye.